Hello everyone, happy May 1st. I hope you're having a wonderful spring day today. I had to share with you the beautiful blooms on my buddy Faul. He's a no ID Faul, but I call him Buddy, and he's absolutely spectacular when he blooms out. So I thought I would show you some things that are going on in my orchid collection today, some things I just found yesterday that I can't wait to show you, and just give you an update on some of my blooming Fauls. Several of you have asked me about this little miniature that I repotted a few weeks ago in some Better Grow orchid grade Spangham moss. You were asking me, did any of the blooms fall off, suffer any damage from that repotting? And as you see, no, it's done very, very well. I did wait until the blooms hardened. And what I mean by that is this had been in bloom, in full bloom for a few months before I decided to repot it. I know some of you have left messages for me that, I've got a FAL that's in some awful brown moss and it's still budding. My plant is still budding. So what do I do? What I do with that in that instance is I always take care of the plant first. Take care of your orchid's health first, and then it will rebloom for you. But if you know that that moss is really bad and broken down, it can damage the plant before you know it. So just a little bit of advice there. But these blooms are still very beautiful on this plant. I'm happy to report. And here's my Dendrobium, Burano Jade Fantasy number 9. Several of you are big fans of this Dendrobium. This is one of my favorite ones. The color combination is just so beautiful, so I thought I would give you a close-up of that. It's a beautiful orchid. And on the right is my FAL Cool Breeze, and on the left is FAL Carmen. Both of those are in water culture, and these have been in bloom now for a few months. Beautiful bloom cycle on both of these plants. And in the back is my FAL Kaleidoscope. I noticed the other day that the spike is elongating. Let me give you a close-up of that. So you see that bud, the new bud on the end of this spike. So that's a good sign. Oddly enough, that's what this orchid usually does. It will bloom out and then all of a sudden the spike just elongates. It's done that for me the past 2 years. I love this FAL. It's absolutely beautiful. The color combination on this one is intriguing. And I also have a FAL Kaleidoscope that's growing in bark. My husband gave this to me back in September for my birthday. And it is blooming again. Less than a year later, and it's going to be a really good bloom cycle too. I'm really excited. It's got, all in all, 10 buds and blooms on it right now. So this is the first time that I've ever had one bloom in less than a year, this prolifically. So I love this FAL. And the larger orchid is my DTP Red Brothers Caribe. Beautiful blooms on that plant. And then the little miniature is my miniature intensity FAL. I love the color combination. That purple lip up against the white bloom I think is so beautiful. I had to kind of set some tables here in front of my other windows because I have such a large kitchen display this year. I'm very glad to report on that too. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody was getting enough sunlight and had enough room. As you see, this is a very, very large. This is a large orchid. I've had this one for about 8 years, so I think the bloom on that is absolutely beautiful. And here is my beautiful miniature cataleya that requires its own zip code now. It's not really miniature, but whenever this beautiful cataleya blooms, it heralds spring for me. So I have to share with you the beautiful blooms on this cataleya. I've had this cataleya for 12 years. It's bloomed for me every single year for 12 years. So it's just a part of our family. And my friend Caroline requested that I show this Dendrobium. It is a no ID. I have never seen the blooms on this one. This one has spiked 3 times previously. And each time that it spikes, there's a huge temperature shift. And I end up with a spike full of bud blast. Yes. So this one has had 3 spikes of blasted buds. So this time I am keeping this plant right here in front of this western facing window beside my cataleya. And the temperature in here is very, it is the most consistent in my whole house. So I want to make sure that it blooms this time. So here is 1 spike, and then here is a 2nd spike. I can't wait to see this one bloom. So you can see this one blasted, this spike blasted, this spike blasted. So I can't wait to see this one bloom. I'm not going to move it, and I can't wait to share the blooms with you all when this one blooms. And here are the beautiful blooms on the right of my FAL Magic Art, and on the left is Hilo Pink. I believe that this week I will be repotting Hilo Pink into some new bark. It needs to be done, and this week we're going to have some good weather, so I'll make sure that I get a video of that for you all. And here is Magic Art, and many of you have asked, have you had any transplant shock after you repotted that into orchiata bark? Not at all. This plant has done just really well. I repotted it a few weeks ago. The orchiata bark does hold moisture very well. For those of you who need to know that, I am very impressed with this bark. I've been very pleased. And this is what I have been looking forward to sharing with you all since yesterday. This is my Vanda tianniensis, the beautiful fuchsia colored Vanda. And this is the first spike that I've had from this one. I bought this one back in October, and it is respiking. I couldn't believe it when I found it yesterday. The awesome thing about Vanda spikes is one day you don't see anything, and then the next day, there it is. So could not wait to show that one, that spike. I can't wait until it blooms. Can you tell? I'm excited. And also just spiking is my beautiful Vanda Blue Picara Delight. Just found this yesterday as well. So yesterday was Vanda Day, and oh my goodness, this Vanda has spiked for me. I believe this is the 4th time. Those beautiful blue blooms. So I can't wait to share those with you when they bloom as well. And here are the beautiful blooms to my FAL Marianne. I've had this plant for about 9 years now, and she blooms every year for me as well. She has this beautiful long spike every single year. So I know several of you are fans of FAL Marianne, so I wanted to give you a close-up on that one as well. And I think I'll end my video where I started with Buddy FAL. You all have a happy May 1st. This is my 20th wedding anniversary, so I just wanted to tell my sweet husband, my awesome husband, thank you so much for the best 20 years of my life. So you all have a great day and be highly favored, deeply loved, and greatly blessed. And we'll talk to you all next time.